Hey again. Today we're going to do some experimental art. This kind of goes under the category of process-based art that you can do with very young kids. Really, children of any age will enjoy it, even adults. It's kind of cool. You'll get some kind of neat things. So, we're going to use some watercolor paper because it's nice and thick. And it is cold pressed, so it's going to have a bit of a texture too. And we're just going to use our primary colors, red, blue, and yellow. So I'm not gonna get like super crazy with this, but they're gonna kind of mix and merge on the page. So we're gonna get some pretty interesting. And we're gonna need some plastic wrap. So we're gonna tear off a good chunk of this. And we're just going to ball it up. That's all we're gonna do. Just make a nice little ball out of it. So we're going to take a paint palette and we're going to put a little dot of paint in each one of these little circles. Okay. And as you know me with all my cats, I'm always moving cat hair. The order of the day. Shuffle around some cat hair. Okay. So, this is going to get a little messy. So, if you are not loving mess, grit your teeth. It's going to get messy, but it's going to be fun. So, we're going to take our Saran Wrap, and we're going to dab it in our paint. And we're just going to blot our paper. I see, it's pretty cool designs. Now, the good thing about Saran Wrap is there's not much waste. So you can take this and kind of flip it around on itself, ball it up again, dab it, and just stamp your paper. And we may use some more paint too. So, you can even turn it around this way, and you can always get more paint, which we're going to need a little bit more paint. So. I'm going to add a little bit more. And then I'll show you some other things you can do with this besides just blot. Blotting is fun, especially if it's a 2-year-old that you're working with or even a 3-year-old. They're going to blot, splatter, scrub. You name it. They will find a way to do it. So let's get a little bit more Saran Wrap. And more things you can do with this. So just ball it up. Make it nice and crinkly. I know, probably a horrible sound for the camera. And then we're just going to go. Wah. I don't know if you've ever heard of Saran Wrap painting before or not, but it is a form of abstract. And it's a very fun form of abstract because the Saran Wrap takes the paint in all kinds of different ways. And you can take it and smear it. You can smudge it. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. Grab something like this one. You can pull it through. Now, I will tell you this much. You will lose a lot of paint with this because it likes to get kind of caught in the crinkles of the Saran Wrap. So, I'm using my artist grade acrylic paints, which honestly for this particular project is not the best to use. High flow paints work really good for this because they smear a lot easier than this. You can also use these, maybe just add a little bit of water. You can get little tiny bottles like this and fill it maybe like a third with some paint and then like a third with a fluid medium and then some water, and keep them in equal thirds and then shake it out really well, and it's going to be a lot looser consistency, so it'll be a lot easier to spread. But with little ones you don't want it too thin because it's going to go everywhere. As an alternative, you can also use craft paint. So like these, you can hear this is a lot more soupy. So we'll put some over here. And See, it's even runnier. So I'll show you what this will look like. Oh, yeah, like I said, it's going to get messy. So we're going to dab some in here. As you see, it's a lot thinner. So it's going to smear better. You can also use tempera paint. Tempera paint is also really good for this, and like everything else, they come in their own consistencies. I don't think I have a red in my craft paint that's handy. I do think I have a blue over here though. I do. Okay, so let's use some blue. And believe it or not, there are paintings out there in the world just like this that are selling for top dollar. Mine aren't yet, but maybe one day. But this, as you can see, a really fun way of just experimenting with paint, colors. We used primary colors, and if you notice, I didn't have any green in there, but we have green. So this is also a really good way to teach your little ones how colors can be created from other colors. If you look really close, you can also see some purple in here where the blue and the red have combined. So lots of different learning activities that you can get from this. And even though this is a thicker paper, you can see it's still buckling a little bit. So you definitely don't want to use a thin paper for this. So a heavier grade watercolor paper is really good for this. And you can also, secure this to a board if you want, to keep it from like moving and sliding around. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again soon.